Week 34 on my road to Worlds. So this week was interesting. In a sense that nothing interesting happened. Nothing good happened with my fingers and wrist that I'm currently nurturing. Nothing bad happened. I overtrained, but then after resting a few days, it went back to normal. It's actually better than beforehand. Look, can't really give much of an update when nothing's really going on. I will say, in terms of the outlook of failure that I made for earlier this year, I saw a video of someone in B Pump talking to the head setter, where they get Yoshiyuki Ogata to test their hardest boulders, and then if Yoshiyuki can do a single move in isolation in the testing phase, they change the boulder to make it harder. The idea with this is that no matter what the boulder is, there's always a solution. You can always figure it out. And just because it is something that you're aiming towards doing doesn't mean you should be able to do everything immediately, which really leans into that don't be afraid to fail. You really just need to lean into, I'm not going to be able to do everything first go. It's going to be difficult. Once I'm done with it and I've figured it out, I'll have learnt the move and it'll be in my move bank. So that's a good thing for me to look at going forward. So let's have a look at this week's training. So I started with this boulder. This boulder wasn't hard. I just quite enjoyed it. It was just a fun move. It made me feel really cool. But the good thing about it is that left hand, even though I'm pulling really hard on it, it doesn't hurt. Didn't hurt my finger at all, which is a very good sign. On this boulder here, I wanted to work on my step-up move. So just obviously trying to step up onto that star hold. And yeah, it's a simple move, but for me, I find it really difficult. So these kinds of moves, one, because my legs are really long, I have to kind of go up higher before I can put weight on my foot. And also I need to be able to get over the foot to balance myself, which I find really difficult, which is a good reason for me to try this boulder. I was able to learn a few things, so as I was going through it, I kind of learned what worked and what didn't. I kind of figured out that if I step lower on the hold, I can actually generate more, even though I'm further away from the hold. I have a better chance rather than getting higher. So like there, I go higher on the volume, and I'm actually further away than any of my other attempts. And there as well, you can kind of see when I go about the middle of the volume and above, I don't really have any generation. Where like there, that was just below the middle, and I was actually able to generate upwards, which was a good sign. So I'm just kind of figuring this move out and trying to learn how to do it. Last couple goes on this boulder, again, just not that great of a go. At that point, I'm thinking I need to focus on going upwards more instead of sideways, which I kind of do on that last go, on that go there, which actually, happens to be my last go. So that was probably my best one, after just thinking, okay, hit the left foot and just power straight up. So now I'm just trying to see what the end position would be, so I can kind of work on getting to that position from the start. And what I'm figuring out here is that I don't think I'll be able to actually hold the finish without a hand on, like what my right hand is there. It's really not a good foot, and I just couldn't do it. So I moved on to this boulder later this week, just trying to skip that first jug there and just generate straight into there, which is another move I'm really bad at. Kind of like catching and stabbing with the foot is something I'm not that good at. Luckily, this foot was giant and it was impossible for me to miss. If it was something this size of like that triangle volume, just below the hold I'm grabbing, it would have been a lot harder. But yeah, luckily it's a good foot. I'm kind of aiming for that little red jib that you can see on the bottom or the top of that volume. And every move, I'm just getting closer and just learning the move more. Like this one here, I'm pausing on it a lot more. And on this last go, I try and focus on hitting the left and pulling myself into the right so I can get two hands on. You can see kind of, I still hit it with the one hand and I pull myself into the two-handed hold, which I'm a lot stronger in that position than like a lot of the guys I compete with can do the one arm and they're fine. I tend to be a lot stronger in this position, so I guess just leaning into my strengths while still learning this kind of move is always good. And then just learning what I can do to get better at it. Yeah, so hopefully my body keeps getting better. I can get onto the harder training sooner, and we will see how it goes. Stick around for the journey.